No, like close out the whole app. Hi everyone, welcome to Kats Creations live on Sunday, October 24th, the year 2020. Today I'm going to show you how to do a simple burlap wreath. I'm using 30-foot rolls from Walmart. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby sells them in the 15-foot roll increments, in which case you will need a grand total of 4 of those or 2 30-foot rolls to complete an entire 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame with a burlap. Word of caution, the painted burlap is a little bit more challenging to work with because it's a lot more stiff. If you can find the kind that's kind of like a loose weave, it's so much easier to work with than something that is a very tight weave or something that is painted. So materials needed: 14-inch Dollar Tree frame, 2 rolls of 30-foot, 5.5-inch burlap, wherever you want to go. You can mix it up, put it in any colors you want. I'm going to use the standard burlap because this is pretty universal. You can use it for almost every holiday and season. You will need zip ties to start and end your rolls of burlap. Ribbon, if you want to add a bow. Sometimes people just like to leave the natural burlap. If you want to add a sign, you can do your own signs or embellishments. Tonight we're going to try to keep it very country still for our country Christmas theme. Let's see, housekeeping rules. If you guys like this tutorial, and we're doing the overhead because this is number 1, probably the best way to show you how to do this method is overhead. And on Sunday nights in the public group, we go overhead for you guys. So if you like this, thumbs up, let me know, and we'll keep doing this for you. But go ahead and hit the like and follow button if you want to be notified when we go live, which is every Friday at 5 Pacific and every Sunday at 6 Pacific. And then again, if you like this tutorial, want to keep it so that when you get all your materials, you have it handy, just click the share button down at the bottom, and that will go ahead and share this video to your page. Makes it so much easier to find the tutorial. The first thing you're going to need is a zip tie. And these are 6-inch zip ties that I'm using. You can do 4-inch, you can do 8-inch. All you're going to do is need it to start and hold your burlap onto the wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my burlap little tie off that's holding the roll together. And when you're working with real burlap, and you know when you're working with real burlap, it has a tendency to get itchy, and there's a lot of loose fibers. So I like to wear the handy dandy mask that we all have available to us, just because it keeps the fibers out of my nose and out of my face. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Yes? You can hear me? Okay. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to gather the ends. And I'm going to go ahead and cut those way crazy frays off, just like that. And what we are using, this is all like driving me crazy, is we're going to be using rail number 2. So it's not the innermost one, it's the second rail. Okay, so we're just going to be focusing on the second one, the entire length. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go underneath, and I'm going to actually secure this using the weld to help me keep everything together nice and tidy. Let's go ahead and get this started, and then I'll flip it to the underside, flip this over, and then we'll go ahead and secure this so we can get going. Just like that. There you go. And then super simple. All you're going to do is just feed one part of your burlap under the other. Okay. And you're going to kind of pull them up so they're even. It's going to take a little bit to kind of manipulate your burlap to where everything's kind of even. But you're kind of like, you pull it up like you're measuring and keeping it even. And then all you're going to do is just take it and squish it. Okay? Pull it up. Keep it even. Squish it again. Okay? Just keep feeding that underneath. even, squish it. The reason why you want to keep it even is you don't want to have like a short side on one side. So you want to keep everything even. And then this is all going to, as we squish this all together, it's going to kind of keep everything going in the right direction. So super simple. Just going to squish, pull it up, make sure it's even. I try to get a pretty good area going, and then just squish.
Thank you gals for sharing or sprinkling.
Squishing, squishing, squishing. So you want to try to pack it in there as much as possible and just be even. And then I'll show you what we do when we get to the weld. So right now we're just pushing, gathering, keeping it even. It's kind of getting tough because we're filling it up. As you can see right here, this is going to start to get super full. Up and under. And we're just pushing. You're just kind of sliding your fingers along the bottom. And I try to keep it as wrinkle-free as possible. And it starts to get challenging the nearer you get to this weld. You know, there's not much to pull up. There's not much to squish, right? So we're just trying to pack it in there as much as we possibly can. And that's how you get the best look on your burlap. Okay, a couple more. It's kind of getting difficult. And if you find that you don't have any more room to squish, then you know you've reached capacity in that particular area. Now I can't tell you how many squishes are you going to get in a section before you need to go to the next section. You need to make that determination yourself. You know, if it starts becoming a bit of a challenge to try to squish any more in here, I think I can probably get one more. And then you're going to simply go over the rail and you're going to go right back underneath, okay? And you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to try to get to the other side and even that up as much as you can. Kind of spacing it out. Trying to get this one underneath and this back underneath. Okay, up. I'm trying to get the middle part the same. So like this. You always have this one big piece. Your goal is just to make sure they match. And then you'll start to squish back into your next section. Making that transition's a little on the challenging side. There are some people who will cut it because they don't want to deal with the bunchy part. But it's super simple. Once you get through, you just keep on going and it looks just like everything else. So under, get everything going, keep it all even, squish, squish, back under even, squish. See? So it's just trying to keep.
Lynette, could you do this method with say 4-inch ribbon or 5-inch deco mesh?
I know that somebody has done it with 5.5-inch deco mesh. It'd be really challenging to do it with a 4-inch ribbon because that is real. I mean, the way we're doing it right now, with this being 5.5 inches, you're like 2.75 inches. So that would only you would have a really short wreath.
Yeah.
You can try it and see.
Very shallow.
I've been told not to use anything, well, with wire in it because it won't be as soft. Like it won't be as pliable and fluffy. It would be very stiff. So you would have these hard defined lines. If say, for example, this burlap was wired. So that's why I don't think you can do it with the ribbon, but you can try. You just might have the next viral wreath making video, right? See, it's super fun. So believe it or not, this is the most time-consuming part. Pull this back up. And so basically what ends up happening is you get through about half a roll by the time you get halfway done in the section, which is why it's 30 feet to go all the way through. I'm trying not to pull too much out, because if you do, it gets too hard to hold and sometimes your burlap roll gets away from you. Couple more in here and then we'll do the jump again. Okay, I'm going to jump back here. So I'm just going to pull it up under and try to get these two to where they're the same. So I've got to get this under, like right in here. Sometimes you just need to help it get back to normal again.
Hey everyone joining in.
There we go. Trying to get this to stay down here. Okay, we're back up. Make sure we're somewhat even. And then start squishing. I find if you just kind of pull up, it's easier to kind of make sure that it's even on both sides and then just kind of squish. So you can see that just by doing this rail, it's pretty darn full. And it's so much easier than the people who do the pull through method. I tried to do that once, was not a huge fan. It almost made me give up on doing burlap wreaths altogether. So this method I find works so much better. And you can make them as full as you want. See, all I'm doing is keeping my two edges together like so, and then just moving along the rail. Kind of bunching it in there pretty tight. Couple more in here, and then we'll go to the other section. So now you can kind of understand why you need pliable burlap, because if it's painted, it becomes really difficult to scrunch. Okay, we're going up and under again. Same thing, just like this. We're just taking it.
Barbara said this is so pretty, but I'm not sure if my hands could handle it.
Yeah, you can. Even if you need to stop and take a break, look, I can literally just stop and this isn't going to go anywhere. Go give your hands a rest.
It's true.
Because once you've tied it on there, you're good. So all we're doing is making sure that you kind of have that little fold thing go in the whole way.
He said she made one once.
Once. I think I've done this a couple times.
She doesn't have the patience.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. They're just like, you know what? I'll just take Decor mesh and leave the burlap to somebody else. So.
Welcome, May. May said, first time watching, loving this method.
Thank you, May. Thanks for joining us. Where are you from?
Vicey, yeah, she does have a mask. She doesn't wear a mask when she's doing this.
It's right here. See? Ta-da! Yes.
Did they see that?
Hopefully you guys saw. Did you see?
Oh yeah, they saw it.
Okay. Yes. And then when I'm done, once I get all this on there, keep getting the mouse stuck in my mouth. I will wash my hands and my arms, just because the fibers they get everywhere. So always I prefer, when you're working with real burlap like this is, wear a mask. It just, the irritating itchies you get from it. Once it's on here, it's great. You know, it's just getting it all together. Okay, we're almost into this section. See, and it just, you have to kind of go through and take your fingers and just kind of fluff it.
Kathy, actually, no, she starts on the second rail, but she'll go back and you finish it off on the third rail. Right?
Yes. Yeah. So this is start. Why? You'll see when we get to third rail why I prefer to start on the inside. Yeah. You don't have to. You can start on the outside.
So she will do the 2 inside rails.
Yes. Okay, so we're ready to jump again.
So this is just the 14-inch Dollar Tree regular form.
So back underneath, and we've got to get rid of this big bulky pocket, which is simply just taking this.
Suzanne, you can order it in different colors, and I think it does come in red.
Yes, you can get this in red.
Yeah. And it's 5.5 inches was the width.
So I know Amazon sells it. You might be able to find it at your local Walmart in colors. I don't believe Hobby Lobby sells it in colored. They just sell it in the natural, and they only sell it in 15-foot lengths. So you have to buy 4 rolls to finish a 14-inch Dollar Tree frame. So once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty quick. So it's always grab the top 2 and keep those 2 together and just slide them down. So pull them up, slide them down. Pull them up, and just keep, like I have my hands at the bottom, so they're just pulling the burlap in like little bunches, like this.
Little pinches. Little
bunches, yeah, just like so. Trying not to.
The length at the Walmart is 30 feet.
Just double check you're getting a 30-foot roll. You can tell because it's super huge. And yes, you can mix and match colors. You could do like white on the inside, red on the outside. There are some people who do some crazy weird combinations. I don't know how they do it. All I know how to do is this way. See?
She's still on the first roll.
Yeah. See, I'm halfway, or not halfway, more than halfway. We're getting into our final section, and I'm trying to pack it pretty thick. And if you find that like one section you might have something that's a little bit full, you just go and you find the other side and you just pull them to where they're even. Okay. So up, like this one. It's getting pretty tight in there. And I'm about almost finished in this section. And they'll kind of toggle back and forth. One more little tuck. Okay, so we're going to take this and go through our final section. Again, just kind of pull until you have everything even. Kind of space everything out. It's just a matter of getting it all reoriented. So everything's back up to full again. Back up.
Suzanne, it actually looks like that one roll could be enough depending upon what you're doing.
It's enough just to do the inside. And I'll show you. Like,
if you really want it full, you need both those.
Yes, and you'll see why. Hang on just 1 second. Let me finish up. So
I feel you said it looks beautiful already.
You know what? And a lot of people leave it like this. and this is the way I advertised it on my website, is you can do it this color, right? And just change out your bows for every holiday. I had one lady do this, and she had me make bows for Halloween, fall, Christmas, patriotic, Valentine's Day. And all she would do, because we made it super easy for her to switch out the bows, she would just keep the same wreath on the door and just switch out all her ribbon tails.
She said it also looks like it covers the outside rail, unless it's the angle that I'm at.
It's the angle you're at. It doesn't cover the outside one. It covers the inside one. So just give me a second and I'll show you what it looks like. Almost finished with this one. I try to use the whole complete roll. It just creates a very nice full look, as you can tell. So it's the next row that we do that becomes a little bit of a challenge because you're dealing with, you have limited space. Yeah, half the space. Okay. So same thing.
Yeah, she said exactly. I love all your videos.
Thank you so much. So we were keeping true to style. We stayed country the whole weekend with all the tutorials. We just finished a Christmas grapevine with a candle that is really super popular. I only make a handful of them, like literally enough on one hand. And then that's it for the year. So I'm trying to get this to stay without getting too bunchy in there, because now I'm running right up against the edge of where I started. So I'm taking that and kind of tucking it under. Pushing. Pushing. See, some people say, oh, well, if you just take this and pull this down, it covers. If you look, no, it doesn't. You're missing this whole thing. Now, if you pushed it and ran it right up against your door and nobody looked on the other side, maybe, but that's not a complete look. So just a couple more. And I'm really packing this in because I'm trying to just use up the whole roll rather than just cut the last little piece off. Sometimes you can squish it in there.
It's pretty crazy. That's 30 feet.
That's 30 feet of burlap in there. Yeah. And see, I'm just pushing up against that starting piece. And I think that's going to be this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this little end off. Okay, I'm going to take this edge, I'm going to tuck this back in, and then I'm going to pull my scrunches forward, just like that. So see, this is the look. Sorry, so you can hear me. This is the look you end up getting, and you can just sit here and pull. So what the inside one does, the reason why we do the second row in, is it fills in the internal part, okay? So external, you still see this rim right here, okay? From the back, look how gorgeous that looks. Super pretty, right?
You guys have tried it in?
No, you just leave it in. It is in there so tight that there's no way. Okay, there is a way. If somebody grabbed on one and just gave it a pull, they could, you know, it's like one loose thread on a sweater, right? Okay, so now we're going to do our second roll, and this is going to be the outside rail. So this one's tougher because I have limited space. So I'm really working right in here. So we're not working the outside rail, we're working the one next to it. And what it's going to do is it's going to cause it to push this deco mesh more to the inside so that this will now fill the outside part. So we're going to do the same thing. Gather, 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 gather. Okay. I'm going to probably do it in the same spot because heck, why not? Okay, so I'm going underneath with my ends. I'm going to grab a zippy zip tie.
That's the technical term.
Zippy zip tie. This is cute. So I'm going under, through the cross member, just like this. Okay. So I'm going to gather all of the ends together. I'm going to go ahead and lay that there. And this is just going to prevent this from sliding. So keeping it on the rail prevents it from sliding any further. Okay. See, and it actually didn't take that long to put the inside piece on. Now this piece, whole nother story. So I've got to bypass my starter from the other side, and I've got to get my burlap up. So once you get it up, you're good, because then you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to space it all out, and then you're just going to scrunch. Always making sure you keep your burlap even. Okay.
Suzanne said I have a question. Would it be easier to do the two outside rings, inner and outer, and not the middle, because the middle will be covered with the gathered burlap?
I find that this way satisfies, I guess, the need that everybody has, which is to create a very full wreath. If you just did like that, the very outside edge on either?
The outside edge, because the fold on the inside or the outside wouldn't lay properly.
Correct.
Because it lays between the rails.
Yes. There are a couple different ways you can make the burlap wreath. There are some people who do a totally different method altogether. This is the only one for me that made it worth my time to do this. I've done the one where people do a loop, and then it's like a loop and a loop, and then they push it. It's the same way. But then there's this weird twist you have to do on the back side to get over the rails. And I could just, like, you have to go back and forth. It's not like a weave.
Betty, yeah, it's harder to do the outside first.
It is.
It was because it would be then harder to do the inside after that.
Yes. See, and all this stuff will all get squished back in. So now I'm coming up against my weld. So now here's my look. So now, like, you can totally pull this apart if you wanted to, and you can see your rail. But the reason why we squish it is to keep that rail from being seen. Okay, now I'm going under my weld. So I've got to pull this back up again. Okay.
Suzanne, I understand what you mean, but when you try to use the outside or the inside rail, you don't have another rail to hold the inside or outside piece of burlap.
Correct.
In. That's why she uses the two inside, because the two outsides,
they create enough tension,
right, they hold
to push one in and push the other this way, and then there's no gap. Like if you did just the inside and the outside and hoped that the in-between would be enough, it wouldn't. You would be able to eventually see that gap come through, but try it and see. You know, just go buy the roll of burlap and give it a go and see if that works. I just found through experimenting that this gave me the best version of what I was looking for in my burlap designs. Pulled that one a little too much. Okay. So we're almost through section 2.
Julie, so 2 30-foot, 5.5-inch rolls of burlap from Walmart would cover this whole thing.
Yes. And you saw what happened when I showed you guys. Okay, this is where it looks when you did just one roll. You still need more. And you have more than enough to really pack it in there pretty tight if you want. You know, and I think that's going to be everybody's thing. There might be someone who doesn't want to pack it as full as I might. And that's entirely up to you. Okay, we're getting to my weld again. Trying to pack this as full as I possibly can. I think I've reached my limit.
She said, that's good. She said, after watching you, I'm going to go get one of my 14-inch frames to see because I missed the beginning on how you started it.
Oh, just the same way I showed you how we just
Did the second one.
That's the second one, yeah. So you just gather it like we do poofs and you just secure it. So you've got to like make sure that the beginning part of your rolls don't slide while you're just getting it going.
And plus, Suzanne, this will be available for replay automatically. So you can always go back and watch the beginning how she started it.
Yep. Right when we finish, it goes right into replay.
Julie, absolutely.
What's up?
She said, thank you for answering my question about how many rolls and
Yeah.
the width.
Absolutely. And if you time it right, if you go to Hobby Lobby when their Deco Mesh is 50% off, don't go too far, then it's buy one roll, get one free. So you're really only having to pay for 2 rolls.
Anna said the same thing. This is the easiest method and fastest. And it turns out great. She said she's made several different types for fall.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways that you can embellish them. You know, people just sometimes use this. This makes for a really great centerpiece if someone's having a country wedding with the burlap and stuff like that. You can make a whole bunch of these.
So what's cool is I can see as you're going, you think the first row, it does look fairly good, but then when you start adding the second row, you can really see how much more full it makes it.
Yes. So, and that's what we're looking for, is you're trying to make it thick, right? Because you just don't want to slap burlap on there. Like I said, from what I have been told, once I did this the first time, people were like, oh my God, that is so much easier. And I was like, okay, cool. So we will do this. I haven't done a burlap wreath since that very first one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not true. I did a patriotic one with painted, and that's when I was like, realized how much painted burlap challenged your ability to want to continue making burlap wreaths.
Right, Genevieve, the Hobby Lobby rolls are only 15 feet, so the Walmart rolls
Are 30.
are 30. Make sure you get a 30-foot.
Yes, so double check your receipt. Like the little tab that I cut off. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. So on here, it says 5.5 inches by 30 feet. So you need 2 30-foot or 4 15-feet rolls. Okay, so we're on
Awesome.
our next section.
Melissa said, I have 6 rolls of this burlap that was given to me.
Yay!
And I didn't know what to do with it. It's been on my shelf for 2 years. I'm going to go try this tomorrow.
Yay! I'm so happy. You're going to love this because this is such a universal design for so many people. So like I said, you can make one of these for fall. You can do it for Halloween. A lot of people really like the burlap style wreaths. So we're just taking and scrunching. And it's super easy if all you do is just remember, hold the ends together and just move them along.
Yeah. Jamie said, I love this method for the Dollar Tree heart forms.
Yes.
Candy canes. Yep.
Absolutely, you can do that. Well, for the new candy canes, I'm not sure. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah.
If it would work. Maybe you make a very small candy cane. Maybe you'd only need 1 30-foot roll for that.
Corinne, this burlap is from Walmart, so hopefully you have a Walmart close to you.
You can get it from Hobby Lobby. You can get it from Joann's or Michael's. Just when you're buying it, if you're not really sure, you know, take a little piece of it out and see, does it feel really soft? There's some that is really hard and crunchy. I would caution you not to get that kind because it's really difficult to scrunch. So you want something soft and pliable. And here's another good thing. Burlap holds up really well in the weather. And because this is probably like 2.5 to 3 inches tall, it's perfect for storm doors. So if you...
Unfortunately, yes, they do have new candy canes and they're quite a bit shorter.
Yes. So I'm back into my I can't go any further section. So I'm going up, and then I've got to pull everything around. Push this over. Get everything situated so we can start scrunching again. Sometimes there's always just this weird pucker right at the very beginning. Okay, we're off and running again. Squishy, squishy, squishy.
Francis, I live in Nova Scotia. Well, maybe try to see if they can find it online through Amazon, or if Walmart, you can order it through Walmart.
Or just anywhere. I mean, I don't know where you get your local burlap from, like someplace that might sell craft or materials. Burlap is pretty readily available.
Giselle, yeah, she's doing one rail at a time. She did
the inside
row on the second rail, and now she's doing the third rail on the outer row.
This is like, I'm in the 5th section of the outside. So I only have this and then one more to go. And then we're done. So you can see how easy it is to just take, it just kind of like this little scallop method. Okay. Make sure. Got this one up. Oop. Got a wrinkle in there. There we go.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So she said, so it's a total of 2 30-foot rolls or 4 15-foot rolls? Yes.
Both. So if you think about it, 2 15-foot rolls is 1 30-foot roll. Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. It's just whichever way you can get the best deal. Like sometimes I'll just walk through Walmart's craft section and see what they have for colors. I think I have this in almost every color. Okay, we are into that last section now. So up, tuck it in, and get everything right side. Sometimes I just try to help it find its match quicker. Sometimes it's just getting the burlap on the other end to cooperate because it just doesn't like to slide next to burlap. So we're almost done. So
yes, both rolls are on the inside, 2 rails only. Yep.
Yes, sir. It gets hard too because it's like it slips and there's nowhere to grip. Because it's like when you're doing the first one, you can hold onto it from the outside rail. But this one, you can't really hold onto the outside rail because you're working the outside rail. There we go. We are just butting right up against that final section. So see how you just, everything is all scrunchy, super soft. And that's the best part, is it feels so nice. Imagine if you did this all in orange and then maybe add a little cute stem with some leaves on. It'd be cute for fall. And 8-inch round signs work perfect in the middle of this design if you're thinking about adding a sign to it. So I'm just trying to really pack in the last one. So I'm just going to cut it right about here. And see the little leftover rolls. So my whole goal is to get the other end pulled up. See, just like that. Voila, it's not coming off. And that's how you finish it. Look how pretty that is. Super simple, right? La, la, la. And then if you have weird, funky pieces here and there, you just have to go and find the other half and just kind of give it a little pull. So they right side themselves. There we go. Look how pretty. Look how pretty the back is. So perfect. This is going to fit nice on the back of somebody's door. Right? The OCD side of all of us love that end. Okay. Let me just rinse my hands. So.
Delia, you can sign up on the private group and either do month to month. And it'll automatically deduct your monthly pay out of it. Not pay, just monthly fee out of it. Yes. Or you can sign up for a year. If you sign up for a year, you get a little bit of a discount. Yeah, you pay for 10 months and get 2 months free. So just go to KatsCreationsNMore.com. We're doing 2 design classes every week. So I'm gonna try to get the garland in this week. So as you guys can see, here's all that little fiber I was talking to you about. So this is what a lot of people inhale with burlap, is it's that little beige fiber stuff. So that's not good if you breathe that in. Okay. Melissa, she can tell you right now.
What?
What's the finished diameter of this right now?
Oh, nice.
I think it's probably 18 by 18.
So I'm going to be measuring from the very edge to the very edge, 18 inches.
18 by 18.
18 by 18. Yes, sir. Okay, let's do our bow. So the colors I have picked out for this bow are simple. I chose to go really simple country. So we're using a 2.5 inch Noel. This is from Hobby Lobby in the W box. Didn't know if you guys know this, but if you go to Hobby Lobby and you look at the ribbons that are in lettered boxes, the reason why they're in lettered boxes is because that color palette all goes together. So if you wanted to know what goes with this ribbon, go to Hobby Lobby, look in the W box, and all the ribbon in W all coordinates. Okay?
Awesome. Yeah.
So we're going to do this.
Answered. Thank you. This is the best way to do burlap that I've seen.
Look how fast I was able to do this. Imagine if you had to do a couple of these. Not that long at all. Okay, so we have our print running north to south. So this method of building your ribbon so that the word matches only works if you're doing it on a horizontal. If you're doing something vertically, it won't work. So because this one is, and you have to be super careful. Where's my piece I had before? Did we toss it? I think we did. Here it is. So this is the only downside of this ribbon, is if you pull too hard fluffing, you will separate the top from the bottom. So be super careful because it's just lightly tacked down. So this, really careful. Okay, so in order to measure how long I want the tails to go, you're going to kind of pick where do you want that to fall. Like if I was doing this and securing the bow at the top, this is a pretty good tail length because it doesn't go more than halfway. So let's measure that, and that's 8 inches. So let's do the dovetail first, which is wired edges together. You're going to cut on the folded side to the wired point. Don't do it the other way, otherwise you get, watch, let's just snip this off so you can see. Let's solve the mystery. Okay, so if we did it opposite, we're not paying attention, right? And we cut from the wired side to the folded edge, You make a point. This is to make a point. Okay, so you don't want to fold that way. You want to fold from the folded side to the point, so that you get the perfect little finished edge. Okay, and then just be careful when using this. We said 8 inches. I'm going to use my bow dabber just to hold everything. So horizontal words, how do we keep them all going the same direction? You're going to build it outside of the bow maker and then put it in the bow maker to hold it. So we said 8 inches. I'm going to go 8.5. I'm going to gather right here in my right hand, and then I'm going to pass what's in my right hand to my left hand and go back to the start line. Okay, I want 4.5 inches for my loops. So 4.5 plus 4.5, that's top, bottom, that's 9 inches. So I'm going to measure off 9 inches. Again, what's in the right hand goes right to the left. Okay, transfer. You just got one big loop like that. You're going to move this back to your start line and measure out another 9 inches for the other side. Gather. Okay, transfer right to your left, and I'm just flipping it over. And now I'm just going to measure out, oops, you said 8 inches, but I think I want 8.5. So I'm going to do it right here. And now if we look, Noel, right way, Noel, 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 it's all the same. Since it's all going in the same direction, I can just take that big bundle and put it in here. And then I can go ahead and finish my dovetail cut on this side. Always from the fold to the point. This feels backwards to me. There we go. Fold to the point. Okay.
That's a great comment.
What's that?
She said she's seen people do this with the top part. They make like a light blue. It looks like the sky. And the bottom, it looks like a beige. So it looks like the sky and earth.
Oh, yeah.
You can do any design you want.
Absolutely. There's people who do the nativity wreath, and they do the first half of the wreath all blue, right? The bottom half all tan. They put their the star, and then they put their nativity here. And that's exactly how they do it.
Or you could have the inside one color and the outside another color. All different types of ways.
Mix and match. It's good to do a house divided wreath this way too, if you have sports team colors. Okay, next color up, we're using the green. I actually have one open. So Hobby Lobby for the first one, Joann's from 2 years ago, is this green and tan. Such a nice country Christmas color. We're going to dovetail the end on this one as well. Make sure it's right. Okay. We are going to go 7.5 inches. No, let's go, yeah, 7.5. 7.5. So that's a nice length. And then this was 4.5. So now we're going to do 4-inch loops. So let me just double check this. Pull that out. This actually seems like 4. It should be 4.5. But we'll go with that. Let's do another 4.
And so thank you for showing that in the overhead because it's so much better for me to understand. I was having trouble and that helped me understand.
Oh, I'm super glad. I had to watch my video to figure out, okay, what method did I show them? So yes, I do watch my own videos. Okay.
The first video is 2.5 inches. This green is 1.5 inches.
Yes. And this is from Joann's 2 years ago, so I don't know if you can still find it. It's from their homemade holiday line, but you might find it on eBay or Amazon or Etsy. Some people buy them and then they just wait and then they resell them. And then the last one is going to be the red and tan plaid. Okay, we will dovetail this. Guess I should do it over here. This one is gonna be, let's see, we did 8.5, 7.5. Let's do 7 inches on this. So we just want a simple bow. I don't want an over-the-top monstrous bow, just something simple. I think on Country it should be simple, like things that they would have had around the house. Okay, 3.5 inches our loop size. Here's 3.5 again. Okay, make sure all the way out to 7. Let's put a dovetail on that. And this is also from Joann's. So Joann's and Hobby Lobby. Okay, super simple, cute little bow.
Julie, I'm not sure if you heard us, but it's 1.5 inches. The green is 1.5 inches.
Yep, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 2.5 inches.
Barbara said, do you label all your supplies as to where and when you got it?
No, you can tell after doing it for a while, I can see if it's 4 numbers dash 4 numbers, it's always Joann's. So 4 numbers dash 4 numbers is Joann's. And then at the bottom, it tells you when this was 2018, this was 2020. Let's see, this one was 2019. So they actually relaunched that one back in 2 years back to back. So yeah, that's how you can tell. Okay, so pipe cleaner. I'm doing it in beige because it's easier to hide in our burlap because our burlap is already beige. So you can actually make this and sell the entire design with seasonal bows that they can change out. That's an option you have. Since we're going to be allowing this one to come down, I'm going to pull all my tails down to the bottom. Again, being super careful with that 2.5 inch. It just makes it much, much easier. Okay, I'm going to go, here's the nice part. How do you know how to get to your rail? Remember, you just have to open your burlap and you can see right where that's at. So it makes it super easy to attach signs to or go right through the middle. Why did I grab the same side where I started it? What a pain.
Your favorite ribbon is the Noel ribbon.
It's really pretty. So I'm going to flip this around. Okay. I'm going to go back through the other side. I'm going to attempt, like I said, out of all the places to attach this. There we go. Okay. Right to my wreath. Give it a couple twists. If you want to, the leftover pipe cleaner could be your hanger, but I generally don't do that. Okay, we're going to pull all these around. I'm going to go through here, pull my other tail through, and then we're just going to fluff kind of a weird upside down. Okay, we'll go green at the bottom. We'll do our Noel.
Gloria, I have no problem. The private group is at 3 p.m. on Sundays, Pacific time. And this is the public group, 6 p.m. Pacific time.
There we go.
But the private one, you can watch the replay in the private group.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's just like our Facebook Lives. It's always available for replay immediately after it's done recording. That one's a little weird. It has its own mind to stick straight up. There we go. Sure, that looks a little nicer for you guys instead of building it upside down. So I went high with the green, low with the Noel, high with the Noel, low with the green. And we're gonna let the the plaid sit in the middle, and then we can just, at this point, you can look at your wreath and go, see, it's very country chic at this point. If you need to adjust your ribbon lengths at any point, you can. I like them the way that they are. Look how pretty that is. Super simple country wreath. And then you can just change this out, have fall, have a Halloween one, do a New Year's. You could do Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and just change out the simple bow on top. Okay.
That's a good question. She said if you made seasonal bows, how much would you charge for each bow?
Well, I would probably package the whole thing all together because it saves the customer on shipping, unless they have a specific, like, okay, on Halloween we don't want scary. We want traditional Halloween colors like orange, black, and white. Let's see.
Depends on how many bows you added with the package, right?
Yeah, I would probably charge like $8 for the bow.
Each bow?
Each bow. Yeah, so you would have 12 bows, so times 8. What is that?
90 bows?
Mm-hmm.
No, you just need like 4 or 5 bows.
No, if you wanted to leave the same wreath up and do it seasonally and change the ribbon every month, keep the same thing, it'd be up to you. But see, January would be New Year's. February would be Valentine's Day. March would be St. Patrick's Day. April, yes, you could do stuff like that. Steve's kind of looking at me going, no, I would just do like 6.
Just do the major 4.
No. You could do like 1 every quarter, like do the first third or the, what would it be? The first 4th?
Valentine's Day.
Whatever. Okay, let's kind of snazz this up a bit. So, I had 2 options for signs and I still couldn't commit. I have these from a long time ago, but these are these really nice wood block shelf setters. So you can do something like this on the Merry Christmas. So you could do Merry Christmas there. That looks super pretty. Just like that. Or you can kind of tuck these in. And this makes it more seasonally appropriate. So if you changed out the bow, the sign still is applicable, right? Which one are you guys feeling? You feeling this one? Are you feeling the Merry Christmas one? So I've had these forever, the signs. So what do you think?
What do you guys think?
So see how you can keep a universal sign. You could just put something that says welcome friends, just something nice that just says welcome.
Welcome, Lorraine. She said, newbie here from Pennsylvania. Love it.
Hi, welcome.
Linda says the Merry Christmas sign.
I like the Merry Christmas sign too.
Tracy says Christmas.
See, you guys are feeling Christmas with
Yeah,
me.
that's the one I like too.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
The red helps give it some more color.
Okay, so we're gonna go.
Says the beige one.
So look, if you wanted to, you can do like a 2 sign thing, make one, like just, I guess you could technically change out your signs, but we're gonna do Merry Christmas. Okay, and these are gonna kind of snug in right here. So I am going to, because this is more than 1/4 of an inch thick, we have no problem attaching our staple to our pipe cleaner. So I'm going to get beige again. Why? Because it hides really well inside the burlap. And we're going to attach one in a U shape, just like this, right at the back. We're just going to add 2 staples.
Oh, there goes that.
Our cat does not like the sound of our staple
Rita said,
gun.
I like no sign. You don't have to put a sign in.
You don't even have to. You could say sign is removable. Just untwist the pipe cleaners and voila, off goes the sign. So this is the nice beauty of a burlap wreath, is it's especially neutral color. You can mix and match. Ooh. There we go. And then I just do a little twist so they don't come through. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and attach that right to the center because we know where the rails are, right? Because we already know right where they are. So I'm just going to pull this and make that kind of snug. And we'll go to this side.
And you could put the sign wherever you want. You could put it down at the bottom, off to the side.
Wherever you don't like, or no sign. It's entirely up to you.
Welcome, Jane. She said I'm brand new. That's pretty.
Thank you, Jane. Where are you from? We love having you join us. Ta-da! Look at how pretty. Okay, so very country Christmas-y. There's so many other things you guys could add. So if you order Pip Berries from Factory Direct Craft, Pip Berries are very traditional for a primitive country look. These are actually the same colors here. We have like a cream, a green, and a burgundy. So you can get them in a Christmas trio. You could also, if you just wanted to keep with the burgundy and the sign, you could just get these burgundy. These are like the best place to buy them is Factory Direct Crafts. I want to say it's like $1.50 to $1.70 for a bunch, just like this. Don't go crazy because you'll order every color they have. And you can always tell a good Pip Berry is if down at the bottom, you could get them to bend. Most Pip Berries that you buy at the retail hobby stores are just
straight. They don't bend.
Yeah. They're plastic all the way to the end to maybe right here up to this point. They have the ability to go ahead and bend. So great quality Pip Berry. I'm going to go ahead and pull one of each color off. I don't like that one. That looks like a...
She said she's from California. Kath Butcher just invited her.
Nice.
Oh, thank you, Kath.
Thank you. That one just look. I don't know if that looks like a bad tooth or... It does, or a pumpkin, like a pumpkin kernel, like something from popcorn. Yeah, it looks like a bad tooth, so I just had to take that one out. I didn't like it. And then we need a burgundy. Our cats must have found another cat outside. Okay, so what we can do is you can add these right here at your bow level, which is what I'm going to be doing. So we have the red, and I'm just putting a slight curve in them just so they kind of follow the way. See, they're looking for a cat.
Yeah.
I'll have to glue these so they start to stay. But this is a traditional Pip Berry wreath. We put one in here. Yeah, somebody spooked them. Okay, let me do this really quick so they stop falling out. Glue gun's already on. That's kind of weird. Why is it being weird? It needed to be self-fed. So let's start over here. Let's go red. White, and I'm just putting glue on the very tip and just kind of tucking these right into the bow.
Hi Amanda, awesome. She says I'm a new member.
Hi Amanda.
Loving this wreath. I am definitely going to try.
These are going to be so much fun for you guys to make. And we'll tuck her green. Right in here. And let's spin that around. This one's going to need some help to stay until it dries. I was trying to...
Where did you get the berries again?
Factory Direct Crafts. I don't have them on your list, but I can tell you because it's the same box I pull them out of all the time. Let me add a... Why are they just, they're being weird right now. Our cats are being weird. I don't know if I want to add any more. Hold on a sec. I'm just trying to use up one berry. I just don't want it to look too weird. I don't know. I'm thinking I just like the 3. And I would bend these a little bit more. What if you did them here? Hold on.
I'm just doing one to the side. I think the one on the top is kind of struggling.
What, this one?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I'm just like looking at the colors. Red, white, green. That one's way too small. Okay.
Ravina, how much are you charging for this wreath?
For this one, $65, and that is not including shipping.
That's very reasonable.
Mm-hmm. So there's that one. Yeah, I kind of like it like that, Steve. But I think I'm going to put this here so it pairs to the red on the other side. What?
I'm Jenga.
I know. Okay. So I kind of like it like that. And I think I'm going to actually cut one of these down right here. It just feels a little too long. That one's fine. This one feels way too long too. Sometimes they just need a little trim.
This is very cute and so country. I love the way she teaches us.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck these in, and then I'm going to show you a couple different options you guys could also have. They're just things that I have found over the years that you can add to your wreaths. And once these actually dry, again, I'll take them and kind of put a nice little arc in them so they're not so flat. Okay, spin it. Yeah, there are still a lot of people who love primitive. Okay. I'm just making sure I coat this.
That's awesome. Gretchen, my girls would love this. Everything in my house is country.
See?
Thank you. Now I have 2 Christmas gifts.
Yay! I'm super happy. So factory direct craft for your Pip Berries, Hobby Lobby or Walmart for your burlap. I've actually gotten it like for patriotic I needed red, white, and blue, and nobody was selling red, white, and blue. Like you'd find someone who sold red but not white or blue. So Amazon to the rescue. So they allow you to order. You know, a lot of people sell them in bundles of 2. So those are great for what you need.
So this is very rustic looking. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
And Velia, yeah, this is just off the Dollar Tree 14-inch wreath frame.
Right? Super simple. But very country-esque. Some options that you do have. And don't ask me where I bought these. I think I might know. So look, you even have these little options. You can add little country angels if you don't want to do the Pip Berries. So they make them in a whole bunch of different colors. So that's like one. And here's like a different color if you wanted to go more traditional. And I think you can get the little angels from a company on Etsy called Itty Bitty Cottage. She sells these little handmade angels. I use them a lot on my primitive designs. Like you could have just done this at the top with Pip Berries out to the side. You know, that would have been super cute. Or this one, it's entirely up to you. You could come in, you could add ribbons to these because you now know where your frame is. You can just tie your ribbons off and have, you know, ribbon streamers off the side. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed our Merry Country Christmas weekend. This is the weekend of Country Christmas. So that's what we did here. Next week, it's all going to be all about evergreens and the traditional Christmas colors. So look for that. If you guys are interested in joining the private group, just go to KatsCreationsNMore.com. Steve's already got it linked. $17 a month. Wow, when you average that out over 8 classes, you're getting a really good deal. So, and then you get the materials lists and the tutorials, and you get to join part of an amazing community of people and learn some new things, because we're challenging everyone to decorate homemade this year. So, all right, any other questions you guys have? Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will talk to you guys next week. Have an amazing week, everyone.